In this video, we will be discussing about why I think the next bull run is going to be way bigger than that of 2017. I'll be taking you guys through the reasons of why 2017 happened and what went through that cycle 2014 2015, because we had massive drops even in that cycle, right? We actually dropped 80-90% in between. So looking at these, you are like, okay, 2014 this happened and the price dropped massively. Then followed by that early 2015, this happened, bad news, again the price drops. Then within that year, you actually get something, okay, World Economic Forum comes out. And then you have Chris Larsen writing this report there and the price kind of stabilizes. Followed by that, you actually get this 2016. Okay, that's great. You look at the 2016, price is stabilizing. Even with those news, price is not skyrocketing. It's still consolidating in that area. Then as you go ahead, you get another one. This is 2016 October. US startup R3 banks test Ripple's cross-border payments technology. So it's like adoption coming in late 2016. Where are you? You are still there. You are not doing much. You are consolidating inside that range after this drop. Because the market went through such a panic, it is still not in that phase where you are euphoric. You are still inside this small minor rallies and then drops. Now again, 2016, you get to see like, okay, what's the advantage of using this technology? How banks are looking to use this technology. So entire 2016, you are literally getting a ton of fundamentals which are evolving. But the price is not doing anything. There's another one, right? Using blockchains for fund transfers, UBS, and you come to the bottom and look at like all of different banks, and all of them are actually working with what technology, and that kind of ignites investors. Great. Then early March, so you are regularly getting these bullish news, right? This is 2017 early March. Then if you are looking at this one by one, February, March, you are actually getting a lot of positive fundamental news entering into the market, and price then slowly starts to pick off. Now that's after 2 years of things evolving and people accumulating at the bottom. So in between, you have that dynamics. So why do we think that next bull run is going to be bigger than that? So let's first go in through that and discuss why we really think this is going to happen. Now I'll take you guys slowly and discipline through this document so you know what we are talking about, because these are really important to go through. So stay with me till the end and we are going to take you through that. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. Now, yes, the price right now is low. The market is still testing those supports. It's not breaking lower or higher. It is still at that point of support. Now, within this market, you get to see a lot of coins moving higher. They are doing a lot of different stuff. Right? Say this one is for NKN. We were looking at this and suggesting, okay, that's a long-term resistance previously, which will be acting as a support right now. And then what happens? The price actually starts to make a higher low. We constantly do the update, right? And then it starts to bounce higher. Now, this is the reality, right? But you can also go inside this reality, zooming in and show a 4-hour candle. Okay, this bounced this much. Or you can literally go zoom in again and say this bounced this much from the level I told you. But we don't do that here, right? We look at things like this. Be conservative, look at the targets, not just extending those. So yeah, in this market, you do definitely get these kind of stuff which is happening, right? We talked about this. Okay, the RSI, it broke higher. It came back, retested and bounced. So if you go look at it right now, it actually went through that support. Now, we need a daily close, which happens to be a weekly close too. So if you are able to get back in, this is your trading range. So market actually gives you these narratives to understand where it is. And when this is happening at a long-term support point for the entire market, The next blow off is like you have a long way to the upside. Whether you take this positively or not, the first resistance is literally 50x, 60x range. If you go through that, then that's massive, 500x. Now, this is the average. Not all coin would be doing this. Some would be way lower than this. Some would be way higher than this. And that's way I personally think like, okay, this kind of have a lot to do with XRP. I think it's actually going to do wonders in this cycle. Now, when we discussed about the IMF stuff, we did talk about, how things are evolving, right? Now you go back, look at, now this tweet is from Baba. I don't know how many of you follow him, but he's been here for a long time. So if you have seen this, that's history. That's how things are evolving. Now, what I really want to actually take you guys through is a lot of different stuff which are happening right now in the market. This is new one last week, right? So as you go through this, the talk is about central bank digital currency and the future of finance. Now, this is Amazon Web Services. They've been working on a lot of different stuff. They looked at Ripple. They have actually came out with their conclusion, their findings, and it's actually great. So now when you're looking at, okay, what are the actual topics, right? What are they really looking at? What are the different stuffs they are trying to solve here? And then you come to the bottom and you see like, okay, I kind of get that narrative because people here, they are from the central banks, then the native Amazon Web Service, different central banks, financial institutions across the globe like Bank of Israel, all of those areas. And then you come here to see Ripple. Now, this guy is completely dealing with the central bank's engagement. So, if Ripple, the company first, has to keep a position like that, it literally means like, okay, they have a lot of stuff happening with central banks. Otherwise, you don't really need someone at the vice president level just to handle the central bank engagements. So, that's one. Okay, fine. Then, you take another step and look at what's happening in and around the market, right? And this is one of that. So, as he details through this for different questions and answers. This is interesting. Bhutan's Royal Monetary Authority, now it's a small country, but look at this. Will trial retail, first off, cross-border and wholesale payment use cases. Now, that is not small thing, but yeah, it's a small country. So even when they say wholesale payment, it won't be similar to what we are talking about for US or Europe. Now, those are different, but this is a starting point. So when you are looking at this, according to Ripple, this will bring countries' financial inclusion rate up to 85% by 2023. So we are already mid 2022. So that means you don't have too much time left for this to complete. They're already in the process. So it's just 1 year and it's going to be done. And the results will be public because it's a central bank digital currency of a country. Right? So when we are looking at the entire stuff, we also look at, okay, CBDCs, different governments are playing with this. A lot of them are looking to improve this and all, but how can we really do this? So this use case here is really important for other countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and all. Why? Because their population is also younger and most of them uses mobile phone, right? So this one, when we say, Brad is saying, okay, fine, we have a lot of central banks which we are working with, but unannounced. Now we come lower. Why is that kept like that? Why are they not announcing it? Because there is a huge stuff happening inside this, like we just saw from the IMF tweeting all the central bank digital currencies are going to be on a platform which is going to be highly interoperable, and that's going to be the base platform for all of this. So if you look at this, Ripple CBDC private ledger is providing full settlement interoperability while allowing central banks to retain their monetary and technological independence. This is actually a huge change which they made back then. So yes, we are going through this change of narrative and how things are evolving. As we take this stuff seriously, we do understand, okay, things are evolving. And what are you looking at? So the next question is like, okay, what do you see here for next 3 years? Now, Asia is not actually small. Now, as you look at this, half of the world's population is here and majority of the remittance is coming to this market. Now they do understand it's not only what they are focusing on. That's why they say it's going to be the Amazon of payments, all the different types of payments. Because now here, as you're reading, according to Nikkei Asia, Laos has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Japan International Cooperation Agency to investigate development of its own digital currency. So one by one, everyone is working on it, and it's going to come out. Now, Japan especially is so XRP friendly. You all know that because of the SBI Japan, right? Now, take another step back. There's another different region where you have a lot of mobile payments and a lot of human beings living there who are unbanked. When you talk about sustainability, green, financial inclusion, all of this stuff which we are talking about from some time, based on the World Economic Forum reports, based on all the news we get from the United Nations, Bank of International Settlements, central banks, we went through all of that, right? And as you go through this, you also get the idea, okay, it's not only about the cross-border payments. There are some countries where the domestic payment rail itself is so old, the friction is too high. So now these technologies getting in, reducing that friction and giving them the ability to participate in the economy. So that's financial inclusion. So one by one, all of these. Now, in that region, one thing is there's a lot of competitors trying to get the market share. And when one of them enters with this kind of technology, others, with time, not long time and short time, they understand, okay, there is a lot of pressure mounting on them because of their technology. Even if I'm a big company and a small company is providing better value, people will move to that range. Say you look at this area example which I've talked before, right? Cross, Sendbe, you have different fintech firms in South Korea working with Ripple. Why? Now you get everyone joining in, G-Money Trans and everyone. Why? That's the only way you can provide better value for your customer. Now, utility of the next global economy. Now, this is Ripple.com, and in the XRP section, you see this XRP, the utility for the new global economy. So they are so confident about this coming in. Now, fast growing digital asset, XRP was built to do most practical cryptocurrency solutions. Fine, great. So you come to the downside. Now, you have a lot of stuff if you want to read through that. But when you come to the downside, you get all of this understanding along with this one, sustainable central bank digital currencies. This is going to be one of the important factor when central banks are coming out with central bank digital currencies with the current, climate change narrative, green sustainable movement and all of those. That is literally going to play off. And as cross-border payments is being thought about the cryptocurrencies, because people currently look at, now at least these financial guys, they look at cryptocurrencies like, okay, that's actually solving a problem which is existing in that friction area of cross-border payments. Fine. So when you read through this, they are like, okay, digital version of the real central bank's money is drawing significant attention, right? So this is coming from the SWIFT. Fine. As many are focusing on how it can help achieve domestic policy goals, however, there is uncertainty surrounding its usage across international border. Now, for domestic purpose, they're giving it clarity, but when it comes to the international one, the cross-border payments, they're making a little bit of ambiguous kind of statement. Why? Because they can't solve this when the technology is there, like Chris Larsen and Brad and the entire Ripple team was talking. Swift, even if they come out with the GPI new version, it's like, you put a Ferrari body on a Ford Model T. It doesn't suit the current infrastructure, current requirement of the market. Now, as you go through this, you kind of get the next one, tapping into the global crypto liquidity via Ripple. Now, that's another fintech firm using this solution for what? Cross-border payments. So what are we talking about? This entire narrative, cryptocurrencies for the financial firms, is for cross-border payments mainly, right? And then you see this stuff playing all around, the on-demand liquidity being used by leveraging XRP. So if you look back 2 years, 3 years, there are people, a lot of people, and I think still there are a lot of people saying XRP will never be used. Ripple, the company, may succeed. XRP, the asset, will go down. These are that kind of human beings. They don't have nothing there. This entire stuff is built for XRP. The biggest holder of XRP itself is Ripple. You have the escrow. If XRP is going to zero, yeah, they may survive, but their ambition, their future, all the stuff which they have worked for this long, it's done, right? So you, me, and everyone want this asset to succeed because it has the potential, the technology, it's solving real life problems. And right now, you're looking like, okay, last 1 year, right now, till this point, we are getting a ton of more news coming out, which are all positive, which are all showing it is usually utilizing XRP. So back in the days when we were getting all this is about the Ripple distributed ledger, not directly about XRP, but right now it's about people using XRP. So you come to Bank of International Settlements and they are also talking same. Cryptocurrencies are mainly used by niche groups or for cross-border payments. Okay, they are going in depth. They're saying it's not only for cross-border payments. There are niche groups who are using this. So they actually raises some concerns. Now with the recent issue from the Terror Luna team, you actually get what's happening. So they are looking at the entire payments, then stable coins. Now they're going to go in depth for this, because most central banks in the survey still perceive the cryptocurrencies for payments to be trivial or limited in niche groups. Now, I agree, because some of them right now don't even know how to use a wallet. Now, those are kind of the old people. I agree. But looking at my channel, I understand there's a lot of human beings who are in the range of 30 to 50. That does actually mean, like, okay, those who understand money, those who are making money, they want to save money, they want to invest money. So they are looking for a technology for the future, right? They're looking for next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. So they have that idea. So when you're actually looking at this, especially for cross-border payments, this is going to solve a ton of issues. So we see real life solutions being implemented. And if you believe these are not actually coming in to the price, that is going to surprise you. So don't just get surprised. Work on what's working right now in the industry. Learn what's happening in the market and look at the price to the value ratio. That's how you become a value investor. Because the trend, if you understand, it's not actually coming back. Even with all these crash, you're not actually in this price range. You went through that. So people who bought in here, they're not selling because they do understand the price is going much higher, because back then they bought huge XRP lots, right? They would have bought like, tens of millions or hundreds of millions back then because the price was so cheap. Now, how many of them were able to use that price back in 2017, early 2017, right? Not every one of us were there. But right now, those who entered at $2 or close to that, then this is a bargain. Even if you get a push down to 0.33, 0.34, that's again a lower low to make buying opportunities, because it's going to reach the long-term strong support range of 0.33, 0.34. So as it bounces from here, like the market is bouncing, you have a huge opportunity. So if you do digest this properly, and you are like, okay, I understand this asset is going to do wonders, this may not get better for you as an opportunity. This is at a range of long-term support resistance. The decision is completely up to you. So guys, if you received value for this video, please do hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want these kind of updates to know what an asset is doing, when it's actually moving higher, when it's preparing for the next leg upside, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.